When I started working on this video, I had no idea the actual sphere of regime change or political assassination the US has participated in, but holy cow, there is a lot. So basically, Venezuela is claiming to have thwarted a US plot to assassinate President Maduro, which I could believe because he's always been a pain in our ass, but A, even though the evidence overwhelmingly shows he lost the recent election in Venezuela, the people he placed in power claimed he won, and his citizens have been protesting ever since, so I'm questioning the accuracy of that. And B, when the US wants regime change, it usually gets it. When the CIA wants it, it's almost guaranteed to happen. Venezuela has captured 3 Americans, one being a Navy SEAL, in a supposed plot to assassinate President of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro. They go on to say 2 Spaniards and a Czech citizen were allegedly involved as well. Why is this a big deal? Well, before we discuss that, let's review a little recent Venezuelan history. First elected in 2013, his administration quickly went full dictator, filling important government positions with friends and allies, and either having rigged elections or just ignoring the will of the Venezuelan people, which is what happened in July's election. He's basically great value brand Putin, but without the nuclear saber rattling or the balding. Ooh, that one might have got me put on a KGB hit list. So in 2023, Norway stepped in and said, hey, the opposition party and your people think it would be real cool of you if you let them vote, maybe take turns being in office, it'll be great. The documents that were signed shortly thereafter are known as the Barbados Agreements, so it was signed that October, and it instantly became clear that he wasn't going to follow them.
The code is more what you'd call guidelines than actual rules.
He banned one of the opposition members from running for office, arrested dozens of members and supporters, and holy crap, the claims of assassination attempts. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be paranoid too if a group of 50 to 60 people, including ex-US military officials, were caught trying to overthrow me in 2020. Sorry bud, you're still alive and breathing, you ain't gonna convince me that this was the US or the CIA. But it gets better. In January, he made a claim there was another assassination attempt, stating the Barbados Agreements are mortally wounded, I declare they are in intensive care. They stabbed them, they kicked them, hopefully we can save the agreements and move forward through dialogue to an agreement of national consensus without plans to assassinate me, assassinate us, or fill the country with violence. Meanwhile, his government was cracking down against former military officials and opposition leaders. Dictator things. Fast forward to this month, the people vote for Edmundo Gonzalez, Maduro goes, how about new? And issues an arrest warrant for Gonzalez, forcing him to flee to Spain. It's important to note that the US, European Parliament, and many others recognize Gonzalez as the winner of the 2024 Venezuelan presidential election. Why is this important? Besides the blatant disrespect to the Venezuelan citizens, the timing of the claims are completely obvious. Helen Keller could see the red flags here. Ray Charles himself would say, somebody come look at this fucking shit right here. Not only that, the US Navy SEAL has also been stripped of his trident. You know, the infamous marking of the Navy SEALs? Meaning the SEALs are in the process of removing him from his ranks. Not exactly a good look for a potential assassin. With Venezuela acting like they caught the US in an embarrassing way, I figured I'd make a short video and talk some smack about how the US gets what it wants. You know, the usual. So I hop on good old Google and find a lot. US regime interference. Yeah, there's a shit ton of them. We were only 70, which is fucking newborn as a country, when we were at war with Mexico and said, oh, you want to talk shit? Fine, we're invading California and annexing Texas. Yeah, Texas and California are a thing because in 1865, the US pulled a Debo and said, nice states, I think I'll take them. In our almost 250-year lifetime, the US has either influenced the regime change or just flat out toppled entire governments, with 81 overt and covert operations and foreign elections from 1946 to the present. And those are the known ones. Like, the ones Uncle Sam actually admits to, like... Fine, I'm sorry I ended your regime. I'm not remotely joking. The US admitted to 8 attempts on Castro, who responded with, try adding about 92 more to that. Also, Fun fact, he eventually passed of old age in 2016 of natural causes. So, mission unaccomplished, I guess? Castro was even quoted saying, if surviving assassination attempts were an Olympic event, I would win the gold medal. Translated, it means, you guys suck, get skills, losers. But what is the difference between a covert and an overt operation? Well, overt operations are conducted openly with no attempts to hide anyone's identity. Covert operations are the sneaky snake missions. Think Iran-Contra affair, Huston Plan, and Project MK-Ultra. You know, the time the US used its own citizens and loaded them up on drugs and experimented on them. Eventually, President Gerald Ford would sign into law on February 18, 1976, no employee of the US government shall engage in or conspire to engage in political assassination. Not that that stopped us, the US government just switched to conclusion of regimes and targeted killings, because fucking America. If you go against our wishes or do something we don't like, we are absolutely willing to kill you about it. And can we talk about our improvements over the years? We went from personal attempts to aerial bomb attempts. And now we have the Flying Ginsu, a modified Hellfire missile that can factory reset you in a car without harming the other occupants. We even took out senior Al-Qaeda member Amin al-Zawahiri while he was enjoying his morning coffee on his balcony. I guess you could say the best part of his morning definitely wasn't waking up, because it wasn't Folgers in his cup, it was the fucking US Air Force. The point I'm trying to make is if you're having breakfast and Uncle Sam decides he doesn't like your orange, you'll get to witness a live action round of Fruit Ninja courtesy of the American taxpayer. Let me break this down for you. There are 63 documented, I cannot stress that word enough, successful assassinations. Topping my list is Isoroku Yamamoto, Gensui of the Imperial Japanese Navy and the mastermind of the attack on Pearl Harbor, which is the core point of the infinite wisdom of the modern world. Don't touch our fucking boats. We've also put a return to sender stamp on the birth certificate of Viet Cong operatives, Hezbollah commanders, Taliban leaders, Osama fucking bin Laden, ISIS leaders, members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and a literal fuck-ton of Al-Qaeda leaders and high-up commanders. In conclusion, do I think the CIA is involved in the supposed 2024 Maduro assassination attempt? Maybe, but probably not. Do I think an American, especially an ex-Special Forces operator, may have gotten a wild hair up his or her ass to save democracy in a side quest to South America? Absolutely! It's only their goddamn MO! We already know retired operatives and grunts are helping Ukraine beat back Russia. I hope you like these videos. If you do, like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment below, especially if you'd like me to cover a military topic, modern or historic, and I'll give you a shout out in that video. If you'd like to contribute to my race car fund, the Cash App link is in my bio and the video description. As always, stay classy. Peace! This may be why so many countries hate us, but we also have the most freedom and support it around the globe. Why wouldn't you choose the side of back-to-back world champs?